A Perfect Day for It by Jan Fearnley. It was a beautiful, crisp winter morning. Bear stepped out into the snow and sniffed all around him. His merry little eyes twinkled in the bright light. His big, furry feet crunched the fresh white snow under his toes. He licked a claw and held it into the chill morning breeze. "Perfect," he said. Bear had a plan. He smiled and set off for the mountains. Whoops. "Good morning, Bear," said Badger. "Where are you going?" "Up the mountain, my little friend," Bear replied. "What for?" asked Badger, nosily. "Because it's a perfect day for it," said Bear, and off he went, tramp, 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 up the snowy mountain track. "He's up to something," said Badger. "I bet he's going to find some of his secret honeycomb." Badger's mouth watered as the thought of sweet, sticky honey oozing from the comb. Such a shame to let Bear struggle on his own. I'd better go along to help him eat it. So Badger went scritchety, scratchety up the hill, hurrying to catch Bear. And Bear went tramp, tramp, tramp up the snowy mountain track. Fox was outside his den, shoveling snow, when his keen yellow eyes spotted Bear and Badger. "They're up to something," he said to himself. "I bet they're planning to snowball someone. What fun! But they'll need a sharp eye and some cunning. I'd better go along too." So Fox went patty paw over his frozen path. Badger went scritchety scratchety, and Bear went tramp, tramp, tramp up the snowy mountain track. Squirrel was sitting in the treetops watching her friends climbing higher and higher up the mountain. "They're up to something," she said to herself. "I bet they're looking for buried treasure." Squirrel thought about her own little treasure store of nuts buried at the foot of her tree. She felt very excited. "I'm an expert at finding treasure, and they'll be hopeless. I'd better go along too, just to help." Oh, so we got Bear and Badger and Fox, and now Squirrel. So Squirrel scampered down her tree, tippity-toes, picking her way into the snow, following her friends. Patty paw, scritchety, scratchety, and tramp, 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 up the mountain track. Squirrel was in such a hurry she nearly trod on Mole. "They're up to something," said Mole to himself. "I bet they're off to find some bugs and worms." Mole's tummy rumbled at the thought of some juicy, slimy, wiggly worms. "Yum, yum, my favorite," he said. "I better go along too." And he slid down the icy path after his friends. Slippy, slidey, bump. Slippy, slidey, bump. Tippy-toes, patty paw, scritchety, scratchety, and Bear went. What did Bear do? He went tramp, tramp, tramp up the snowy mountain track. I wonder what they're going to find. Bear got a big surprise when he looked back over his shoulder and discovered that he'd been followed. He chuckled to himself and kept on climbing. Up, up, up he went until he had reached the summit. Then he stopped. "Perfect," he said to himself. Bear sat down on his big furry bottom and had a little rest. And all the other animals were coming too. Bear looked at the beautiful view, the trees, the valley, and the excited faces of his friends as they crowded all around him. Where's the honeycomb? Asked Badger. Honeycomb? What about the snowballing? Said Fox. Where are the juicy bugs? Butted in Mole. Bugs? What kind of treasure is that? Said Squirrel. Yuck! Bear twiddled his toes in the snow. I never said I was climbing up here for honeycomb or snowballing or bugs or even treasure. The animals were confused and cross. But you said it was a perfect day for it, Badger grumbled. We've come all this way for nothing. It's very cold up here, you know. Badger threw back his big shaggy head and laughed so loudly it echoed around the valley. What's so funny? Grumbled the others. Some perfect day this is. But it is a perfect day for it, chuckled Bear. Climb aboard and I'll show you. Bear laid out on his tummy, and his friends clambered onto his big, broad back. Now, said Bear, it really is a perfect day, a wonderful day, a truly magnificent day, and the best reason I know for climbing up the mountain is... Can you guess what it is? So you can slide back down again. Hold on tight. Off they went, whee, sliding down the mountain, whee, everybody squealed. Yay, faster and faster, whee, everybody laughed. Oh, faster and faster and faster. Flump! They landed topsy-turvy in a snowdrift. Well, that was very, very silly, everybody cried. It certainly was, chuckled Bear. Let's do it again, they all said. And so they did. And on the way home, all giggly, tired, and rosy from the cold, everybody agreed it really had been a most perfect day. The end. A perfect day for it.